Hi children, now we are going to see the next topic, nested loop structure. Now simply, that is, we saw while loop separately, for loop separately. Then the nested loop is a loop within another. For example, within for loop if you use while, or within while loop if you use for, or while loop inside that while loop, and for loop inside for loop. Like this, if we are using, that is called as nested loop structure, that is one within another. This loop structure, that is nested loop structure, mostly used to create the patterns like this, that is 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5, like this patterns we can create using this nested loops. See here, this is the example, that is, in this example they gave for loop within while loop. See, first one is initial values here, that is I equal to 1, while that I value is less than or equal to 6. Then we want to execute the for loop, that is for j in range it will starts from 1 comma I, that is 1 comma, if we want to explain we can take it as a 6, so I comma 6. So print j value end equal to tab, that is here the j value is starts from 1, j value starts from 1, I value we already gave, I is 1. So now when I is less than or equal to 6, so first I value is 1, that I is less than 6, so for j in range 1 comma 1 print j, so that j value is 1, that value will be printed. Then after that end, so that portion, that part want to close. Next, I plus equal to 1, that is here we are using the increment statement. So again I want to increment, so now I becomes 2. Again it will check that 2 is less than or equal to 6, it's already less than, so again the j will be printed, j value now it will becomes 2. Okay, sorry, now the j will be there, 1 is the starting value, then I value here I becomes 2, then print j end slash t, that is here 2 j values are there, 1 2, first value 1, second value is 2, so both values will be printed 1 2, again it will do the increment, so I becomes 3, again it will check, that is I is less than or equal to 6, like that till it will get the condition becomes false, it will be executed. Okay, so this is to create a simple pattern with the numbers using the nested loops. So the next topic we are going to see is jump statements. So what is jump statement is, we want to move from one control to another control, we are using the jump statements. So here we have 3 jump statements, break, continue, pass. So these 3 are the jump statements in Python. See, this is the example to explain break and then continue statement. So first we want to enter into the condition. When the condition becomes true, it will execute the statement here. In between, if you give break, see it directly move to the, that is it come out from that loop and then execute the remaining part of the programs. This is the break statement. See here, if you give condition, again it will continue the process. So stop means it will stop the process and come out from that loop, particular loop. The continue is it won't do anything, continue the process. Now we can see the break statement. See, the break statement is it will terminate or end that particular loop, and after that it will come out of that loop. First, in this, when the break statement if you give, it will break the inside nested loop. That is a loop inside another only we are using. For example, while loop, we saw that in that example. See here, we saw that while loop, and in between for I in range 1 comma I we gave. So here in between if you give that break statement, it won't continue the process, it will directly go to the remaining process. Now let's see the example for this. Execution. The execution, how it will start is, first we want to enter into the loop. If the condition becomes true, it will execute. In between, if you give any break, then it will exit. Otherwise, it will continue. So this is the execution of that break statement. Next one, see, this is the example for word in jump statement. If word equal to E break, print word comma end. See, in this, for word in jump statement. So in this jump statement, here they gave it as E. That is, the word is equal to E. When the word is equal to E, we want to break. That is, here after the E statement, it will break that, stop the process, and will move to the next one. So this is break in the for loops. The next statement is continue statement. So we already saw how the break statement is working. Now continue statement. So continue statement is it won't do anything. That is, it will continue the process. It will continue the process, and the execution, the syntax is continue with the small letters. And when, if you are entering into the loop, when the condition is true, then it will do. Continuation is again it will do the process. Continue process. First one, want to check the condition. If it is true, it will do the process. Before that, if you give a continue statement, again it will go through the condition, again it will check. Otherwise, it will exit the loop. So this is the continue statement. The example here they gave it as a word for word in jump statement. If word equal to E, continue. Print end of the program. Here, see, here they gave it as a continue statement. So if you found that E character in that word, we want to continue. That is, that word we want to print. Jump statement. Again, here gave it as a end of the program. That is also one statement. That is for loop. So that statement also will be printed here. So continue, it won't do anything in your program, just continue the process. The next statement is pass. So pass statement is a null statement. We are not going to give any execution statements here. Just we are giving as a pass. PASS, pass. So in this pass, if you give, it will execute the remaining process. For example, here a equal to integer of input, enter number. If a equal to 0, pass, else print non-zero value is accepted. See here, first we want to enter any number. If the value is 0, then only we have to pass. So if you print any non-zero value, it will continue the process. So here it won't do anything in your programs. So this is the continue, pass and then break statement. See, another one example is also there. For val in computer, pass, end of the loop structure will be built in future. So pass we are giving, that is in future if you want to write any codings, then you can use this pass keyword. So most of the time we are not using this past as a pass keyword in the programming languages and all. If you are going to write, first if you are writing a simple program, then if you want to develop, so further if you want to continue this program, then you can use this pass keyword in your program. So that's all in this lesson. Thank you.